happy travelers. We're in Rome!
Welcome to the heart of history and culture, a place that needs no introduction, Rome, the eternal city. If you've ever dreamt of strolling through ancient ruins, eating your weight in pizza and pasta, and soaking in the vibes of a city that effortlessly mixes old school charm with modern flair, then Rome's gotta be topping your travel bucket list. From the iconic Colosseum to the majestic Vatican City, Rome has so many amazing sights that captivate the imagination of travelers from around the globe. But fair warning, the popularity of this city comes at a price. Rome can get pretty crowded, especially during peak tourist season. On our recent trip, we uncovered some tips to help you navigate the crowds and make the most of your Roman adventure.
We bought tickets to the Pantheon online. That allows us to skip the ticket line. They were €5 a piece. That's with no audio guide, no guided tour or anything like that. It was a little hard to find them online. We had to search through a couple websites to find the €5 ones. They are timed, so we are within our time right now. I've never been to the Pantheon before, so this is exciting. This building was originally built as a temple to the Roman gods, and then later on the Catholics converted it into a church. It's one of the best preserved examples of Roman architecture in the city. You can buy your ticket online ahead of time, you can buy your ticket here, or they have a QR code, so you can get here, scan the QR code, and then buy it online. It's high time for some lunch. There are lots of places to eat around the touristy areas of Rome, but if you walk just a few blocks in any direction, you're gonna be getting something that's a little bit more authentic and a little less expensive. We found a spot, good news. It's really not that hard to find a good spot to eat in Italy. Who knew? The Pantheon is definitely a must-do in Rome, and even though we've been here a couple times before, we had never done it, and I'm really glad we did. You don't need very much time. It's not a very big church. You just kind of walk in a big circle. But I would recommend still taking some time to look at all the really cool details.
Inside the Pantheon, there's different tombs of significant people in Roman history. We actually saw the tomb of the artist Raphael. Raphael is very famous. I mean, he had a Ninja Turtle named after him, so.
Only the best artists have Ninja Turtles named after them.
Leonardo, Michelangelo, come on. They also do a Sunday Mass inside the Pantheon, so that's really nice if you wanted to catch a service there. Or you can have a nice place to sit when you're walking around the inside of it, which is what we did.
The pews.
The pews.
Like what?
That's how you do wine here.
I've never had a pitcher of wine. A pitcher.
We do pitchers in Rome. So our food has just arrived. I got the pizza capricoscia, which pretty much has everything on it. There's even like a hard-boiled egg, which is crazy. This was like €12. Kelly went for rigatoni alla gricia, which was like $12.
Yeah, 12.
Very affordable.
It's really fantastic right now because the euro is almost on par with the dollar. So what you see is what you pay. We don't have to really worry about converting anything. Apparently we've stumbled upon the location of the assassination of Julius Caesar.
Too cool.
Oh my gosh, Rome is nuts, guys. We decided while we were in Rome, we were going to do the Colosseum tour at night because we thought that would be a unique perspective. But we have a couple hours to kill before then, so we are heading to Tiber Island. Tiber is the river that runs through Rome. And I've heard that this is a hidden gem and not to be missed when you're in Rome. So in order to cross over to Tiber Island, we are going to cross the oldest bridge in Rome, which was constructed in 62 BC, which is insane. Over 2,000 years ago, and this bridge is still in use. Okay, here we go. We're about to walk over the oldest bridge in Rome. That's saying something. After walking for what seems like forever, we finally made it to the Colosseum, yay! We booked a tour with Get Your Guide, It is a night tour of the Colosseum with the underground, an arena floor tour where all the gladiators met. So it's gonna be pretty cool and unique. Now the tour was about just under $100 a person, so it was not cheap, but we decided to spring for it since we had both actually done the Colosseum tour in the daytime before, and we wanted to see it from a different perspective.
Visiting the Colosseum is definitely a must-do whenever you come to Rome. However, it's like one of the busiest places you can visit in the city. If you want a trick to avoid the crowds, try booking a night tour. General admission to this place stops at 4:30, but they actually have tours that go later on. Then you don't have to deal with the public. It's about 5:30 right now, and we're about to take one of those tours to go inside the Colosseum.
They give us like VR headsets with audio parts. I did not know this was gonna happen.
So that whole VR video was probably like 15 minutes long, and it went into a bunch of different sites. Probably the coolest part though was it showed what this area that we're standing in right now looked like back in the day. So you could look and see the whole complete Colosseum and the Roman Forum behind us. That was kind of cool. I like that part.
It was cool, but it was a little bit too long. I got dizzy and had to take off the VR headset after a few minutes.
But now I think it's time to actually go inside.
They are very serious about security. They gave us tickets and then they checked our IDs with the tickets, and then we went through a metal detector and a scanner that scanned our bags. So they're very particular about their security.
It's kind of audio guide.
Going down.
We walked through the tunnels that brought the gladiators into the Colosseum, and they had some artifacts including a real-life gladiator helmet. They showed us the construction of the underground tunnels and how it supported the arena floor. Then we saw where they would keep the animals before fights, and we even saw a replica of one of the 27 elevators used to bring gladiators and animals up, so they never knew where they were going to pop out.
We just saw all of the underground area, and now we're gonna head upstairs to the arena floor where we can fight. So cool. The tour was super cool. So we booked this tour through Get Your Guide, and there are different tour operators through Get Your Guide, so the prices were a little bit different. We'll link it in the description below if you want to check it out. But the one we booked was about $85 a person, so total it was like $160 to $170. So it was a little bit pricey of a tour, but I thought it was really cool. And our tour group was very small. It was maybe 20 people, so it was extremely manageable. There are different time slots that you can come in, so there were a couple groups behind us, but they never overlapped with us. So
Yeah.
you're not getting the big, huge crowds that come in throughout the day. And the little audio thing we got wasn't actually an audio tour, it was just so we could hear the tour guide better. She
Yeah.
had a little microphone that she spoke into, which was actually pretty great. 10 out of 10 recommend the night tour at the Colosseum with the underground.
So after dinner tonight, we decided to take a little walk down to the Trevi Fountain, and by no means are we the only people here, but there are significantly less people than would be here during midday. It's about 10:30 at night right now, and we were able to get right up in front and take some photos. Good morning, happy travelers. It's pretty cool when right next to your hotel there's just a medieval wall right here. We took a taxi down to the Colosseum. A little pro tip about using taxis here in Rome: if you use the Uber app, it'll call the closest taxi and it'll come and pick you up in like 3 or 4 minutes. It's cheaper than like an Uber Black or an Uber XL.
So obviously it is very convenient for us to be able to use mobile data when we travel because we're constantly on our phones. We have recently discovered in the last year or so eSIMs. Normally we would fly into an airport and buy a SIM card and replace our SIM card with the other SIM that we bought, and then we had to keep our SIM, make sure we didn't lose it. But eSIMs are super, super easy, and we've discovered this app called Airalo. This isn't sponsored or anything, it's just a really awesome app. You download the app and then you go and pick which country you're gonna be in, and then you pretty much just attach it to your phone and there you go. Bingo, bango, bongo, you've got data.
It's cheap too, cheaper than buying a SIM in the airport.
And if you use my link down below, you get $3 off your first SIM card, which is really cool. So yeah, definitely check that out.
So we just bought tickets to go into the Roman Forum. It was 16 euros per person, and we decided to go for the Roman Forum without the Colosseum since we already did the tour of the Colosseum last night. But you can get a ticket that kind of has everything together and will save you a little bit of money.
And just so you know, pretty much when you do anything in Rome, you have to have your ID, so always carry at least your driver's license around. That's worked for us. You don't have to take your passport or anything. Seem to keep ending up back at the Colosseum, so here we are. This is a fantastic viewpoint over the Colosseum. We've already taken a couple Instagram photos, of course. So this is at the southern end of the Roman Forum. It's actually a pretty long stretch of ruins, not just ancient Roman ruins, but the Catholics and all kinds of eras in between. It's actually pretty interesting. And during ancient Roman times, this was actually the center of daily life. So they would have the gladiator battles there, and this was everything from a political forum to a shopping center to whatever else Romans did during their day-to-day activities. Surprisingly, a lot of it is still left over today. Very interesting.
Now the Forum is very popular because it is on the same ticket as the Colosseum. It's such a big place that if you walk a little bit away from the main entrances, it's really easy to find a little section all to yourself. Like this area right here with the view of the Colosseum, there's barely anybody here. And that's just so awesome because right below it, there's thousands of people at the Colosseum. Give yourself lots of time. It's open till 4:30 every day. I love it. I think this is a definite must-do if you come to Rome.
We seem to have found another great view, and it's getting kind of stormy, so it's very moody. We keep trying to leave, but after every corner there's a cool view, so you keep having to go look at it. That's Rome for you, I guess. We got out of there just in time because after a couple minutes in our taxi, it started pouring rain, and now we're back at our hotel, and they have a really nice rooftop terrace, although the view is a little wet today, but we're gonna get an aperitivo. So Kevin and I both got limoncello spritzes. The spritz is made with Prosecco, and it's a pretty standard aperitivo. So an aperitivo is a before dinner drink, and traditionally Italians will drink something that's bitter or sour that will stimulate the taste buds, making for a better appetite for dinner. And also in Italy, they won't drink without eating, so even though these are before dinner drinks, they gave us little finger foods to snack on while we're having our spritzes. We had a fantastic time in just a couple of days.
We saw a lot of really cool stuff. If you have any questions about your upcoming Roman holiday, be sure to hit us up in the comments. We'll do our best to help you out.
Thanks so much for watching, guys, and if you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. And if you made it all the way to the end, it means you like us, so you might as well subscribe, right? Until next time, this is Kelly and Kevin from the Awkward Tourists. Peace out.
And it's the best thing I've ever tasted in my life.
Okay.
Let me think about what I want to say first.
Pantheon. Who's breaking into a car right now? Seriously.
It's going to take us down into the gladiator area and explore the whole Colosseum. You good?
What was that?
That's a bug.
Oh my god, sorry. Do we look better or worse than the Segway tour?
Alright, Deesh.
ID.
You're on like a light switch.
Donkey Kong?
You're on like Donkey Kong. It's on like Donkey Kong. Yada da da da.
His nose.